welcome to the stage, Matt Rodriguez.
Hello, family. How we doing? Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so honored to be here. I'm Matt Rodriguez. I work for NBC, and I'm so honored to host tonight's 2026 Human First Gala Family Reunion. And it is a reunion. I just gotta say, like, this is very special for me. Working in TV and for news in particular, so many people are like, oh my God, I'm so depressed by the news. But for real, we're depressed by the news. And I'm lucky enough to, and I've said this before, to have a first row seat to the joy in this city. And there is just so much joy centered around the center on Halsted. And I am honored to be a part of that tonight to help amplify it. And I want to celebrate all of you here tonight for stepping up for this organization in such a big way. So please give yourself a round of applause. And in particular, I'd love to thank the center. This is very close to my heart for the Santa Speedo run. I just think it's a beautiful event. And if you haven't attended it and seen some of the gorgeous fashion that happens at that, and get very close if you can to the intimate run that is that fundraiser. I've been lucky to be a part of that. All right, let's get to the teleprompter. Take a look around. This is what family looks like. Tonight is about coming together, our families of origin, our families of choice, and the community that the Center on Halsted builds every single day, every single hour, every single minute. So thank you for being here and being a part of this work and this family. So we have an incredible evening of speakers, awards, exciting items for you to bid on. Get your Amexes out now. Polish them off, because we got to spend some money tonight, y'all. I need a bigger applause for that. There's over 700 of you. You're spending some money. So this wouldn't be a Human First Gala without an opportunity to also cut it up on the dance floor. The fashion here is sick. You all look beautiful. The queers know how to do it. And there's so many people in this Or Two jacket. I've got to burn it after tonight. So let's celebrate our community, our families, and the power of coming together. Now, let's get the evening started, shall we? Yes. Presenting the first award are Ann Dooley and Nick Bruce.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ann Dooley, a member of the Board of Directors and co-chair of the Governance Committee.
And I'm Nick Bruce, a member of the Board of Directors and co-chair of the Programs Committee.
Tonight, as we gather for our family reunion, we're reminded that family is more than who we're born to. It's who we show up for, who tells our stories, and who carries our history forward together.
That's exactly what makes this next honor so meaningful. The Community Spirit Award recognizes individuals whose work strengthens connection and ensures our stories are told, preserved, and never forgotten.
This year, we are proud to present this award to three remarkable forces whose work is deeply intertwined: Windy City Times, Tracy Bain, and Owen Keenan.
For more than 40 years, Windy City Times has been a cornerstone of the LGBTQ+ life in Chicago, telling our stories when few others would, documenting our struggles and our triumphs, and making sure our voices are heard and remembered.
At the heart of that legacy are two extraordinary storytellers and historians, Tracy Bain and Owen Keenan.
Tracy Bain, co-founder and longtime force behind Windy City Times, has spent decades shaping LGBTQ plus journalism in Chicago, amplifying queer voices while preserving our history with integrity and impact.
And Owen Keenan is a prolific writer, historian, and storyteller who has dedicated his life to chronicling LGBTQ plus history in Chicago and beyond, ensuring that the stories that shape this community are never lost.
Together, Tracy, Owen, and Windy City Times have created something powerful, a record of who we are, where we've been, and the family we continue to build.
Because when our stories are told honestly and boldly, we don't just record history.
We bring our family together.
Before we welcome them to the stage, let's take a moment to hear more about their tremendous work.
I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. I started working the gay press in 1984. I've been in community media ever since, including as co-founder of Windy City Times, which is celebrating its 40th year. I've also been publisher of the Chicago Reader and really am an evangelist for both the LGBTQ community and journalism. To me, the whole role that the gay press plays is by reflecting back our community to itself in a way that is not biased. My mission in the 41 years now that I was working in LGBTQ media was to be a voice for as wide a range of the community as possible. So to me, the LGBTQ press and the trans press and all of these outlets that serve our communities are vital. They're not just telling the hard news stories that need to be told about legislation and attacks and even murders, but they are telling the everyday stories of LGBTQ people so that we know our lives can be joy, not just trauma.
I think I first realized the vital importance of journalism during the peak years of the AIDS crisis. And I interviewed at that time a lot of activists and a lot of writers who so many were living on borrowed time. That really showed me the importance not only to give them voice, but to preserve their voice so others in the future could understand that awful period and understand that the only way we got through that was coming together.
When I was interning for the Chicago Sun-Times in 2016, I was there actually when the Pulse nightclub shooting happened in Orlando, Florida. And there was a vigil happening in Chicago to pay tribute to the lives that we lost in that. And the people I interviewed reached out after the story, told me it really helped them feel seen and kind of helped to heal. So I saw the power of telling stories for my community through that.
There are so many fascinating stories of community that exist about Chicago. What inspires me is to not only capture as much of this as I can, but to sort of spark an interest that it'll inspire others too.
I'll tell you, one of the most important services we provide is obituaries. This was going back to 1984, when so many of the people who passed on were not getting written about anywhere, and certainly not with their true lives. But the LGBTQ press, we covered those stories. It is a service that if it goes away, we will lose that history, because the mainstream is not going to cover us in life or in death the way that LGBTQ press can.
Community centers like the center on Halsted are crucial. It's what being a part of community is all about. It's because this is why we come together. We don't come together to better ourselves. We come together to better all of us.
I have covered press conferences at the Center on Halsted after there's maybe a horrible piece of legislation or an anti-LGBTQ executive order. People are coming here to talk about that and how we can come together as a community. But then, that's from crisis, but there's also celebration.
The Center on Halsted was Gay Horizons when I first started covering them. And I cannot tell you how many conferences, events, benefits, you name it, I went to for Gay Horizons, all 41 years I've been around. So it's been one of my favorite organizations to cover. Just like all organizations, they've gone through their ups and downs, but they have survived. Our community has to understand that even if you don't utilize the center, it is vital. It is one of the pivotal organizations in our community.
History is so key in so many ways to telling our stories, to realizing that we have endured horrible things and very dark times, and we're still here. That lesson alone from history is worth everything. There's no better gift in a way if you celebrate this community and you do like to write than to maybe try to pass a little bit of it on.
Please join us in welcoming this year's community spirited attendees, Tracy Bain, Owen Keenan, and Jake Whittick of Windy City Times.
Thank you to the Center on Halsted for this honor and for your ongoing commitment to serve and embrace all members of this community. When I moved to Chicago, this community welcomed and accepted me. It changed my life and eventually gave me a deeper purpose to capture and celebrate stories of our coming together, to party, to dance, and to have fun with each other, to volunteer and to protest beside one another, and when necessary, to fight for each other. The end result is hopefully a history that comes to life, to educate, to entertain, to inspire, and to entrench our story so deeply there will be no erasing us and no pretending us away. I would not be here tonight if it weren't for Tracy Bain. My incredible mentor, who gave me an opportunity, as she has done for countless others. My work would not be possible without Chicago's rich history of LGBT press and journalism and the work of Chicago queer historians like John Henry Damsky, Marie Kuda, Malone Sislove, John D'Amelio, and Saint Suki de la Croix. Thank you to my biological family who is here tonight, and my husband, Carl, who makes everything possible. Finally, I need to mention my late pal and chosen family member, Lori Cannon. Lori lived in service to community every day that I had the privilege of knowing her. She taught me about honoring pioneers. She taught me about legacy, about the power of storytelling, and about giving back. Lori, you will always be my inspiration. Thank you all.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you first and foremost to the Center on Halsted for this honor and for everything you do to sustain and uplift our community. On behalf of the Windy City Times team, I am just so proud to accept this Community Spirit Award. I've only been part of the Windy City Times team for a little over 2 years, and in that short time, it has completely changed my life. And what's become very clear to me is that this recognition is much larger than any one person. It is about the collective that powers this work. It's about the team that is standing here with me tonight. It's about our dedicated contributors and also the generations of writers, photographers, printers, delivery drivers, and community members who have built Windy City Times into what it is today. Among those with me up on stage tonight are Jean Albright, who has put in more than 30 years to Windy City Times. And then Matt Simonette, our incredible publisher. And I also want to shout out Terry Klinsky, our CEO, who couldn't make it tonight, but also has worked more than 30 years. Yeah. We are so honored to be recognized alongside Owen Keenan and Tracy Bain. Their work and leadership has helped shape not just our publication, but LGBTQ plus journalism and storytelling across Chicago and beyond. We're at a time right now when local news is really struggling and our LGBTQ rights are so under attack. And that is why independent, community-rooted journalism has never been more critical. We are committed to continuing this legacy of telling our community's stories with care, accuracy, purpose, and pride. Thank you so much for believing in our work and supporting the future of LGBTQ plus journalism in Chicago.
We also have this is definitely a family reunion. We also have Jerry Nunn, Anna DeShawn, Carrie Maxwell, Vivian Gonzalez here, plus Kat taking photos, has been shooting for Windy City Times for over 20 years. And Sharon Milray and Mary Morton and Mona Neri helped dress me tonight, so it's my first suit. 42 years ago next month, I graduated college and came back home to Chicago. Just a couple of weeks later, I walked into the offices of Chuck Renslow's Gay Life newspaper. I was 21 and have been on this journey since then. My biological family, my partner Jean, and close friends are with me today, as is Windy City Times crew, which is mighty and resilient. Endless thanks to you all, and that means the audience, because half of you probably worked here at one point. And the rest of our community is here, the new generations of our community. I'm very inspired by the leadership of Jolie at the Center in Halsted. We are so lucky. Now, there's a great benefit to be part of such a huge and welcoming community.
I'm going to take over for Tracy, but there is a great benefit to being part of such a huge and welcoming community. But it also means that we lose and we grieve a lot. No matter that I have attended hundreds of memorials and funerals, each hits hard, and I'm speaking for Tracy here. Tonight, I pay tribute to one person who looms among the largest in my life, Dr. Nan Schaefer. Nan was a world-renowned veterinarian who did groundbreaking and species-saving reproductive research, especially focused on the Sumatran rhino. There are rhinos born today thanks to Nan's work. Nan helped LGBTQ plus communities locally and nationally, including large support of Lambda Legal and their marriage work. Nan was also a big friend to Horizons and Center on Halsted. And in fact, Nan and her wife, Karen, spent Nan's final days with Center on Halsted's first executive director, Robin Burr, and her wife, Lisa Loudon. For me, I can say 100% that my life and my ability to uplift this community would have been drastically different without Nan's early support. When I had to leave Windy City Times due to horrible working conditions and I wanted to start Outlines newspaper, Nan was there. She was there when I was able to buy back Windy City Times 13 years later. And then Nan was there in all the years since. I would not be standing here without Nan. We all experience loss. I thought tonight we could think about those no longer with us as we speak the words of Pink in When I Get There. Please read these lyrics along together. I think of you when I think, please read these lyrics along together. I think of you when I think about forever. You were always first in line, so why would it be different for heaven? But I got a couple questions. Is there a bar up there where you've got a favorite chair? When you sit with friends and talk about the weather, is there a place you go to watch the sunset? Is there a song you just can't wait to share? I know you'll tell me when you get there.
Thank you.
There a bar up there where you've got a favorite chair, where you sit with friends and talk about the weather.
Please welcome to the stage CEO of Center of Halsted, Jolie Robinson.
Number one, this is the third time I've done this, and if you know, I'm gonna have a little riff before I get to the teleprompter. I fancied myself a professional dancer growing up, honey. And that was a lackluster performance, team, okay? This is a family reunion. Anna Deshawn, when we say family, when we say family, thank you all so much. Good evening, family. I love some call and response. I love it. Welcome to the 2026 Human First Gala, Family Reunion. It is truly an honor to stand here with you tonight, surrounded by so much love, so much brilliance, and so much power. First, I want to extend my deep gratitude to the Center on Halsted team who brought this beautiful evening to life. To our sponsors, donors, board members, volunteers, and partners, I thank you. Your belief in this work makes nights like this possible. And more importantly, it makes our mission possible every single day. And just look around this room. Y'all cute. And this is what family looks like. Not just the families we are born into, but the families we build, the families we fight for, the families of choice. For so many folks in our LGBTQ plus community, family has not always been a given. For some, family has been a source of deep love and grounding. And for others, it has been a source of pain, rejection, or loss. And yet, what we have always done, what LGBTQ plus people have always done, is create family anyway. You can clap, I see it. We have built it in living rooms and ballrooms, in community centers and chosen circles, in moments of crisis and in moments of celebration. We have found one another, held one another, protected one another. That is the legacy we carry into this room tonight. Because the truth is, we are still living in a time that demands it. We are still witnessing attacks on our rights, our dignity, and our very existence. And in times like this, it would be easy to retreat, to disconnect, to lose hope. But that is not who we are. We are a people who come together. We are a people who organize. We are a people who love fiercely and unapologetically. And we are a people who make joy an act of resistance. That is what tonight is about. Tonight is just not a celebration. It is a declaration that we are still here, that we are still fighting for one another, that we are still choosing one another again and again, that we are still showing up for our family when it matters most. At Center on Halsted, this spirit of family shows up every day. It shows up in a young person walking through our doors and finding a place where they can finally be themselves. It shows up in someone accessing affirming healthcare or mental health support, or simply a warm meal and a welcoming face. It shows up in our older adults finding connection and community. It shows up in our work across all of Chicago, in partnership with incredible organizations and leaders who are building something transformative alongside us. What we do is more than provide services. We create space for people to belong. And every single person in this room is a part of that. So tonight, I want us to recognize the many ways we show up as family for one another. Please, if you're able, raise your hand or stand up if you fall in any of the following groups that make it possible for Center on Halsted to do this incredible work each day. If you have ever been a board member, please be recognized. If you've served on a community, auxiliary, or advisory group, please be recognized. If you are or have been a staff member at Center on Halsted, please be recognized. I see you, Nanika. Hello. If you have volunteered your time at the Center on Halsted any of these years, please stand up or raise your hand and be recognized. Richard Turner, love it. And if you are one of our amazing community partners, Zahara, that's you, Shannon, that's you, Chris, that's you, Keith. I don't want to name everybody. Please be recognized. If you or someone you love has found support, care, or community through Center on Halsted, please be recognized. And if this is your first time with us tonight, I say welcome to the family. Because that's what this is, a family reunion, a place where we can gather, not just to reflect on how far we've come, but to recommit to where we're going, a place where we can hold both truth and joy, where we can acknowledge the challenges we face and still choose to celebrate one another anyway. So tonight, I invite you to lean in, to connect, to remember that you are part of something bigger than yourself. Because when we come together like this, when we choose to show up for one another, we are unstoppable. It truly does take a village. And this right here is ours. Thank you for being a part of this family. Now let's celebrate.
Please welcome to the stage Mitchell Kramer and Philip Rutherford.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mitchell Kramer, Philanthropy Officer at Center on Halsted.
And I'm Philip Rutherford, a member of the Board of Directors here at the Center on Halsted.
We are proud to present tonight's Corporate Impact Award to Comcast.
Comcast has been a dedicated partner to the Center on Halsted for almost 20 years, providing critical support that helps to advance our mission and expand access to essential services across our community.
One of the most meaningful areas of their impact has been their support of our Cyber Center, a vital space where community members can access technology to search for jobs, apply for housing, stay connected to services that are increasingly accessed online. At Center on Halsted, Center on Addison, Center on Cottage Grove, and in countless other spaces throughout our city, Comcast is empowering communities by bridging the digital divide with lift zones that provide free, high-speed Wi-Fi and digital skills content to students and to communities.
In today's world, access to technology isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Comcast supports helps ensure that our community members have access to the tools that they need to navigate daily life, build stability, and to stay connected.
In addition to their technology support, the Out at Comcast Employee Resource Group supports our work through volunteerism, and Comcast has even rented space at Center on Halsted for their own company retreats while leveraging Center on Halsted's LGBTQ+ training services.
We are grateful for partners like Comcast who have intentionally deepened our partnership by pursuing this multi-pronged relationship with our center.
Accepting the Corporate Impact Award on behalf of Comcast is Director of Advocacy and Strategic Affairs, Joe Higgins.
Please join us in welcoming him to the stage.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for that wonderful introduction. On behalf of Comcast and my Comcast NBC family who is here tonight, we are incredibly proud to receive this award from the Center on Halsted. You know, Comcast has a proud history with the center and also with community organizations to help create meaningful, lasting impact. And our focus is on helping create a future of unlimited possibilities. So by advancing digital opportunities throughout our service footprint, which includes all 77 neighborhoods of Chicago. And we work alongside these nonprofit partners to support digital literacy, connectivity, access to technology, ensuring that individuals and families have the tools and resources they need to thrive in today's digital world. Now, our goal is simple: stronger connections, smarter tools, and fewer meetings that start with, "Can you see my screen?" Over the past 3 years, Comcast has contributed more than $35 million in cash and in kind to Chicago nonprofits. Now, thank you. These partnerships help power programs like Mitchell said, lift zones and digital literacy initiatives, making sure that people don't just get online, but actually feel confident using technology in ways that move their lives forward. And over the past decade, through Internet Essentials, we've helped more than 1 million Chicagoans connect to the internet at home, many for the first time. That's 1 million people who can apply for jobs, attend virtual classes, access healthcare, stay connected to their chosen family, and confidently say you're on mute at least once a week, whether it's true or not. So all of this work lives under Project Up, which is Comcast's $1 billion commitment to expanding internet access, delivering digital skills training, and driving economic mobility through deep, long-term partnerships. And that brings me to tonight and why the Center on Halsted holds such a special place for us. Our relationship with the center goes back decades. And over the years, that meant investing in the Dr. David J. Lockman Cyber Center. That's a mouthful. Rolling up our sleeves at community events, sponsoring the Human First Gala, powering our lift zones that bring free, high-capacity Wi-Fi to clients at every Center and Halsted location. It supports that is hands-on, meaningful, and something that our teams are really proud of. The Cyber Center remains a powerful example of what that access can make possible. As a Comcast lift zone, it provides free internet access and digital skills training that help community members build confidence in essential skills, from using it every day for connectivity tools, exploring creative outlets like photo and video editing. Launched in 2020, these lift zones now are included in more than 40 locations throughout Chicago, including at each of the Center on Halsted's 3 locations, ensuring that people in communities have access to the internet when and where they need it. But what really truly stands out isn't just the programs, it's the people. Comcast employees, I see you guys out there, have volunteered here. They show up, they learn from this community. And I'm incredibly proud of the colleagues that are here tonight with me and all of those who continue to show up in meaningful ways. And those moments of listening, learning, being present, they remind us that real impact doesn't come from checking a box or writing a check. It comes from showing up authentically, exactly as you are. And at its core, the center's mission aligns perfectly with Comcast's belief that opportunity should never be limited by zip code, income, or identity. Thank you. Whether it's helping somebody build a resume, supporting a young person through school, creating a space where people are safe, affirmed, connected, those moments of access and belonging can be life-changing. And what makes the center such a powerful partner isn't just the services that they provide. It's the trust that's built over decades. This is a place where people are seen, where they're supported, and where they're valued, fully, proudly, and without compromise. We're incredibly proud to stand alongside the center, and this honor belongs just as much to the incredible leadership of Jolie, the board, the staff, and the community members as it does to us. So thank you for trusting us as a partner and continuously showing us all what's possible when we invest in people and in community. Thank you so much, and congratulations on an incredible evening.
Good evening, everybody. What an amazing evening. Absolutely amazing. To Jolie and the development staff, bravo, well done. Thank you, supporters, for joining us. This is so beautiful. Well done. Lee, I'm supposed to say good evening, so good evening, Lee.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alicia Auger Washington. I'm a member of the Center on Halsted's Board of Directors.
And I'm Lee Vanderlinden, also a member of the Board of Directors and the Secretary of the Board.
Wonderful. We're honored to be here tonight to present the Human First Award to the Frankie Knuckles Foundation.
This award recognizes individuals and organizations whose lives and work reflect the very heart of what it means to put people first, uplifting community, preserving culture, and creating spaces where everyone can belong.
Indeed. Frankie Knuckles, known around the world as the original godfather of house music, Bravo. What an amazing night. I was going to sing a song, but I won't. I called an advisor. She said, no, don't do it. So I'm not going to do it. No. I won't whistle. I'm nervous. I can't do it. No, it won't work. Thank you. He helped to shape a genre that was born right here in Chicago. His work as a DJ's DJ helped to create a space filled with joy, freedom, love, celebration, and connection on this city's west side.
Frankie's impact went far beyond music. As an openly gay artist, he created a sense of belonging in spaces where many people felt unseen. His legacy is rooted in community expression and the power of coming together.
Today, the Frankie Knuckles Foundation continues to carry that legacy forward. As a nonprofit organization focused on advocacy, education, and culture, the foundation is dedicated to carrying forward Frankie's mission through music, preservation, and programming that helps keep his work alive and very much accessible.
Their work also extends into critical areas of impact, supporting music education in schools, advocating for LGBTQ+ youth experiencing homelessness, and advancing HIV/AIDS research, prevention, and diabetes awareness and education.
In honoring the Frankie Knuckles Foundation, we recognize not only a legacy, but a living mission that continues to bring people together to celebrate our identity and uplift our culture through music while investing in future generations.
Let's take a moment to learn more about this incredible legacy.
I met Frankie when he first moved to Chicago, and we became fast friends. As a proud, openly gay Black man, he instilled in me what it means to be proud and to be who you are and to be happy about who you are.
People refer to him as the godfather of house music. I'm not sure Frankie ever referred to himself as that. It's well earned because not only was he a fantastic DJ, his humility, his lack of ego. Frankie was always about the music and putting the music first.
The mission of the foundation, we're trying to advance the history and culture of house music. At the same time, provide benefits for initiatives that Frankie was very passionate about. Music in schools, LGBTQIA youth homelessness because he was homeless as a youth, AIDS prevention awareness, and diabetes education and awareness.
One of the missions that I enjoy most about Frankie Knuckles Foundation is really our commitment in giving back, and especially to the Center on Halsted and for AIDS research, education, awareness. It's critical.
We're a prouder, happier people because of the music that he played, but we're also very proud of who we are because he stood about being authentic and being who he was.
Frankie's identity as a gay man opened up the eyes and ears of so many folks. And the work that we do to carry Frankie's legacy of love, of spiritual connection is carried through our celebration of music, our celebration of humankind, and our celebration of family.
You know, no one has an unkind word for Frankie Knuckles, and they see him, whether they want to call him the Godfather or not, as being one of the most influential, if not the most influential figures surrounding house music.
What legacy he left is remarkable. This year will be our 12th year with him not being here, and just to hear the stories that people tell about how he influenced them, it's really incredible.
Greetings to all my friends at the Center on Halsted. My name is Theaster Gates, and I'm a proud Chicagoan and lover of Frankie Knuckles and the Frankie Knuckles Foundation. What a joy it is to be able to acknowledge the tremendous work that the Frankie Knuckles Foundation is doing in the city and beyond at amplifying the work of Chicago's Godfather of House, and also creating safe space for queer kids and the queer community through dance, live performance, financial support, space. I've watched the work of Frederick Dunson over the years, and he is a tireless advocate for the values of Frankie Knuckles. And I've just seen lots of joy and healing and peace come out of that work.
Friends, family,
and supporters, it's our absolute honor to introduce the 2026 Human First honoree, Frankie Knuckles. Frankie Knuckles Foundation.
Good evening. As mentioned, I am Frederick Dunson, founder, president, and executive director of the Frankie Knuckles Foundation. Thank you. On behalf of the board of directors and the advisory committee of FKF, we are truly honored and deeply grateful to receive the Center on Halsted's Human First Award. To be recognized by members of our own community makes this moment especially meaningful. House music has always been about more than just a beat. At its core, it's about love, unity, inclusion, freedom, and putting people first. Those values are at the very heart of this award. And they are the same values that Frankie lived by every single day. Frankie believed that the dance floor was a sacred space, a place where everyone belonged, where differences disappeared, where joy, freedom, and humanity took center stage. Through his music and his spirit, he taught us how powerful it can be when we lead with love, when we accomplish, which we try to accomplish through our initiatives. LGBTQIA plus, youth homelessness, AIDS prevention and education, diabetes prevention and education, and music in schools, educating and preserving and curating house music. We wish to thank Jolie Robinson and the community of the Center on Halsted for honoring that legacy and for giving us the opportunity to continue sharing our message, uplifting each other, and spreading the gospel of house around the world as we continue to be stewards of Frankie's legacy. I'd like to acknowledge and honor my co-founder, the late Randy Crumpton. Who left us much too soon, and whose vision was our guiding star when establishing this organization. He would be so proud of this moment. Continue to rest in peace and perfection, Randy. We miss you. To my esteemed leadership team, co-director Carla Agostinelli and Alan King, and the president of our advisory committee, Mr. Joe Shanahan, who couldn't be with us this evening, and who has been there since our inception as one of the founder members of FKF. Joe has assisted and guided me every step of the way. I'd also like to thank the members of FKF for your support. It means the world to me. And thank you to our family and friends who joined us this evening. I appreciate and love you more than you know. We share this award with everyone who has ever found themselves, their freedom, or their family on the dance floor. Thank you for seeing us. Thank you for believing in our work, and thank you for recognizing us as we keep house human today, tomorrow, and always. In closing, I'd like to leave you with a profound thought from noted playwright, author, and activist James Baldwin. The challenge in the moment, and the moment is now. Thank you.
Our LGBTQ+ community is facing alarming and targeted attacks, particularly against our transgender siblings. This isn't new. but it's still deeply painful. And it calls on us to remember who we are and how we have always moved forward. Together, by staying visible, by showing up for one another, and by refusing to be erased. These challenges remind us not only of what we are up against, but of how we have survived and thrived as LGBTQ+ people. Through family. At Center on Halsted, we strengthen every kind of family through programs that foster safety, connection, and resilience for LGBTQ+ people and those who love them. From youth to older adults, we create spaces where families of all kinds can thrive. Whether it's Silver Fork students building skills side by side, volleyball and pickleball players forming new friendships, leaders coming together through the Inclusive Futures Leadership Institute, individuals navigating family relationships through counseling, or the many support and community groups that call our center home. The family system is embedded within our organization's DNA.
All of the programs offered in Pride in Aging are really designed to build community and foster a sense of family. LGBTQ older adults are much more likely to be aging alone. And because of that, social isolation is one of the biggest challenges they're facing as they age. My favorite example of how Pride in Aging supports family is in Town Hall Apartments. Town Hall Apartments is LGBTQ-friendly senior supportive housing. We have a whole building full of folks who are aging together. They're not just neighbors, they're their family of choice.
One of our core offerings within the behavioral health department is group therapy. We have 3 cycles a year at least of different types of therapy groups that are based on people's identity. Oftentimes people have 10 sessions of group together and they end up remaining in contact with one another, which is really quite special. So that's one way that we're able to design sort of family-like programming or family of choice programming.
Silver Fork is a training program for folks to start their career in the hospitality industry. And the hospitality industry is famous for their family meals. It's an opportunity where every day we come together and have a meal before the shift starts. It's a great chance for us to talk about the ingredients we're working with, the skills that we're learning, share our own experiences with culture and cuisine. We oftentimes invite other folks from the building to come up and join us for our family meal.
Our programs span throughout different ages, so we work with young kids ranging up to the age of 24 years old, as well as their parents and their families. We have our trans youth group, our queer youth group, our Lavender Living program. These are all weekly programs that occur here at Center on Halsted, so that way, if they don't have those connections at home, they're able to find them here at Center on Halsted.
No matter what is happening in the world outside of Center on Halsted, Center on Addison, and Center on Cottage Grove, we will continue to hold and create inclusive, affirming, and safe spaces for our LGBTQ+ families. We show up heads high, hearts pounding, ready to change ourselves, our community, and our world. There are few constants in life, but there's one thing you can count on. Center on Halsted is here with you, whenever and wherever you are.
For a lifetime.
For a lifetime.
For a lifetime.
For a lifetime.